We respectfully request the Sangha great virtues for the sake of this assembly and all living beings. Please turn the wonderful Dharma wheel to teach and guide us how to end birth and death, leave suffering and attain bliss, and quickly realize non-birth. Cung thích đại đức tặng tình, vì thứ pháp vội cấp nhất thiết chúng sanh. Tình chuyên diệu pháp luân giao đạo ngã môn, như há liêu sanh tỏa cư ly hữu đạt lạc, được chứng vô sanh. Homage to the Blessed, Noble, and Perfectly Enlightened One. Nam mô Sananto Chichedo Ye Alahudi Samya Tanputo Siet. Nam mô Tát Tát Tha Tu Ya La Ya La De Tam Hiệu Tam Bồ Đà Toa. The unsurpassed, profound, subtle, and wonderful Dharma in 100,000 million aeons is difficult to encounter. Now that I'm able to see and hear, I will receive and maintain it. I vow to fathom the thus come one's true and actual principles. Wu shang sheng sheng wei miao fa bai jian wan jian nan zhao yu. 我今见闻得受持，愿解如来真实义。O Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Great Master Sixth Patriarch, Great Master YongHua, all good monks and nuns, and all good known advisors of Emitofuo. 诸佛菩萨六祖是父上人，各位出家人，各位上智sư Mê Tô Phổ. Chư Phật Bồ Tát, kính thưa lục tổ ở Thượng Thiên Hóa, quý thầy cô và quý vị thiện sư thức A Di Đà Phật. Hello everyone, today is the 9th of March 2024. We're here at Gold Forest to continue discussing the Sixth Patriarch Sutra. We're on the sixth chapter. Thank you all for joining us. Slide 168, towards the end of it. This is all great things must come to an end. This is one of my favorite sutras, maybe second only to the Flower Adornment Sutra, because it's a real treat to learn about the certain teaching that the Sixth Patriarch gave the Chinese, something that my master never put that much emphasis on. All right, so but we are almost done. What's the difference between, let's say, a comparison of patriarchs between the Sixth Patriarch and Master YongHua? You've been studying from both, huh? You've been a long time disciple of Master YongHua, huh? Not that long. Thank you. And you're studying now the Sixth Patriarch Sutra for 5 years now with us. So what's the difference? Two.
Emitofuo Master. For me, Master YongHua is the patriarch. He brought the Mahayana from China to America and give us the foundation to learn Buddhism, Mahayana Buddhism. And we follow his teaching, then we cannot go wrong. He used very direct, very simple term to explain Mahayana to us, the new Buddhist or beginner to practice and follow his path, and very sound foundation. And for compared to the six patriarchs, especially the Platform Sutra we are studying now, very rare in the past that the teaching of the patriarchs, we can call it a sutra, because it's the term only designated to Buddha's words, that the sutra means that's Buddha's words. So it very, very highly, how can I say that, the ultimate teaching that you follow, you can become a Buddha. So that's what my opinion.
Okay, very good. Yes, one. What's the difference?
Sorry, I have a different question. I will ask later.
Oh, you have a question?
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to Yong's question. I said it was a comment. Yeah.
You like this at work? Oh, never mind. Okay, ask question anyway. It doesn't matter. Before you lose your chain of thoughts.
Master, my question is from the last week's lecture. We talk about the self-nature. Can be evil or good, comes from self-nature.
Yes.
And that was a discussion last week. I'm still bothered by it. I listened to, in the meantime, I happened to listen to some other lectures you had before, this explaining self-nature, that it is the same as Buddha nature, it is the same as true suchness. It is pure and true. So I think I always thought that as long as we can go back to our self-nature without being confused by our thinking mind, we're going to be good. So I cannot reconcile why you can have evil thoughts from the self-nature.
It's not my fault. You have your evil thoughts, you blame it on me? You blame it on the self-nature? Is that what you're trying to say?
I was just trying to understand the teaching. I know we're not supposed to, but I was just thinking about it.
You're not supposed to? You're right. You're not supposed to.
It's just because we spend so much time talk about how self-nature or Buddha nature or true suchness is a.
The self-nature contains everything.
Yes, we also talk about that.
It gives rise to everything. It gives rise to goodness, gives rise to evil as well. Don't blame the demons. The demon came from us. Bottom line.
But isn't the Chan teaching is about stop your thinking mind so you can go back to your self-nature, right?
Yeah?
And then if the self-nature has evil, then what's the point of go back to self-nature? We cannot rely on it.
When you go back home, you go back to your outhouse, you go back to your living room.
Both.
The outhouse is part of your house too,
Yeah,
yeah?
different purposes. Yeah.
Can a house exist without an outhouse? I'm not talking about toilet, bathroom. I'm talking an outhouse.
Yeah, that's a part of the house. Yeah.
Do you want a house to have only good stuff, no outhouse?
But I
Is
think
that what you're telling me?
that question is still there.
You are so
like-
attached to pleasant things. Life is not like that. This is not the Pure Land. This is the Sahara world. There's both good and bad at the same time. It's the same in your house. The house has very nice place, a well-furnished living room, your bathroom, your what do you call it? Bàn tốt. What is bàn tốt in English? Bàn tốt. Cái chỗ mình ngồi. Yeah, bàn trang điểm. Vanity. Okay, it has vanities. It has all the nice things about life. There's all unpleasant things. Yeah, outhouses, places where you kill chickens in China. Yeah, that's part of your house. Why are you so stuck on only the display living room where you impress your visitors and your relatives, but no outhouse? You see some kind of attachment somewhere here?
The evil.
So why are you objecting the evil side of you? I mean, to me, for example, Master YongHua is just a great patriarch. He's perfect of a man. But I see him so evil. Personally, you see him, most of you, especially this guy, sees me, oh, my idol. I see him, oh, you are so mean. It's the same person. Yeah, it's all part of, yes, absolutely, it's all part of it. On a pretty face, actually behind it is actually a very ugly face without the makeup. And that's us, behind this pleasant, magnanimous monk, actually it's a schemy one. It says, That's part of it. That's part of life. Depends on where you look from. That's a beautiful thing about the self-nature. Worldly people are so attached to one side of the equation. They don't say, don't tell me about the unpleasant aspects of life. Tell me about how great I am. Lie to me. Okay? Tell me how great I am. But in the morning, what do we do in the morning? We brush our teeth immediately. Say, ew. Right? So you see, that's part of life. That's what makes life so wonderful. That it has everything, all the good things, as well as the bad things. Yeah?
But in the sutra, Master Huineng was still advocating us not to give rise to evil thoughts from the self-nature, right? That's what the text was saying.
That instruction is not for everyone. It certainly doesn't apply to Master YongHua, in my humble opinion. Okay? Why not? When you are not enlightened, stick to the good side because it's faster. You get to enlightenment a lot faster. When, after you are enlightened, then eventually you need to learn about a more balanced view of life. The Hinayana, the Buddhists are taught, most of the Buddhists in the world are taught to run away from impurity, run away from trouble, run away from affliction, because they confuse you, they're overwhelming. But once you become enlightened, then you no longer are overwhelmed by affliction. Like bodhisattvas, they get afflicted, but they're not overwhelmed. This is a secret. This is why the Buddhists have these unreasonable images that, thanks to the Chinese sutras and all the literatures in Buddhism, it says, the Arhat has accomplished everything, has nothing else to do. That's so wrong. It's not what it sounds like. And bodhisattvas are like perfect beings. They're not. They're a work in progress like the rest of us. Until you become a Buddha, there's still the good side and as well as the evil side in you. And the difference between us and the bodhisattvas is that the evil side bothers us. The evil side inside of you bothers us. But the evil side in Master YongHua doesn't bother him at all. That's my conclusion. How can you be so mean to a man for 25 years, non-stop? That's cruelty. Agree? By any standards. I don't care you Vietnamese, Chinese, so forth. You cannot be so mean for 25 years straight. Nothing nice to say to someone for 25 years. Explain that to me. I'm sorry. I got a little bit passionate, and it's not cool. So the point here is that's what's so beautiful about it. It depends on where you are and who you are. If life is overwhelming to you, you're not getting what you want, you are still unhappy, and you're still overwhelmed by life, stick to the good side, Because that's how you can put an end to all your suffering and get what you want, big time. But after that, there's more, because there's the other side of life, where you find the demons, the ghosts, the people who are really suffering a lot more than we are. They're demons because they suffer a lot more than we are, by the way. No two ways about it. The more evil they are, the more they suffer. The evil arises from their own suffering. They cannot help themselves. And don't look very far. Look at yourself. There's an evil side in you where you're suffering so much you have to let your husband have it. Not true? See? Don't look at me like that. Yeah, as if you're innocent. Ray John, you agree, disagree? So that's why the evil is inside of us. Don't look anywhere else. And that's why this cultivation helps us identify the part of us that will get us in trouble. If you have no wisdom, you lean towards the evil side of you, it will predominate you. It become dominant. And that's no good for you. This is what worldly people fail to understand this. You have to be careful. if you choose wrong, you suffer more. And that's why you're very careful. Men, and excuse me, girls, men, choose women who are not evil. I need to protect my own kind, okay? Okay, not that many men around here, so I need to save them. Okay, so this is initially you're shocked by it, and it's appealing to you. Regular people says, when Master Shenhua came to this country and said, "I'm goodness. I want you to be good. Don't kill, don't steal, and so forth," and you feel better. It's true. It's so true. Okay? And let me tell you, if you do that, you become something called Kai Wu. You have the Kai Wu thing? Oh, yeah, Kai Wu. Okay? They're both teaching about Kai Wu. And this is the reason I bring it up right now, because we have more and more people coming, especially lay people as well as left home people. This is what we do. We are not making any pretenses or excuses, okay? The whole thing here, this media empire, I like to think of it. Okay, consisting of 6 cameras. The whole empire is dedicated towards helping you become enlightened. Okay? And that's the difference between Master 6 Patriarch and Master Shenhua. Master Shenhua is like, all I hear from him and his disciples, we cultivate. We are true cultivators. We Americans think differently. I'm sorry, folks. It's too Chinese for me. Too Vietnamese for me. Vietnamese, too. Chinese, xiu. Okay? That's too abstract for me. I always struggle with that concept. When I talk to the American, the English-speaking people, especially young people like you, when you say tu, you say, tu who? What's tu who? Okay? It's too abstract. Okay? And it's nothing we can do about it. I advocate that we do all this because it's a very clear goal. We want to Kai Wu. We want to become enlightened. Everything we do here, all this empire, okay, is geared towards you becoming enlightened. And if you're not enlightened, it's my fault. Someone has to take responsibility of your enlightenment. Okay? It's no excuses. The Chinese, Shenhua, I teach you, you xiu, you tu, If you in Vietnamese, you tu long enough, it become tu hu, meaning you're faking it. Okay? Vietnamese is a very rich language, let me tell you. Is that another Chinese person? Wow, it's all Chinese up here. Yes, 7.
Master, when you say Master Shenhua was mean to someone for 25 years, was he doing that just like out of a good intention, or was just pure evil side of him being evil and he's just embracing it?
He asked me, my honest opinion, he's evil. Feels good. It's a kind of release, you know. Breathe. Okay. And that's exactly what we're talking about. Okay. Once you get to his level, the good and bad are like this. The good is for you. Bad is for people like me. Good for you because it makes you better. Bad for people like me because it makes me worse. I mean better. Okay? So that's why they are not, unlike us, they're not stuck with good or evil. Whatever it takes to help you, they'll do. And for a person like me, goodness doesn't impress me. It's a bad side. Ooh. That's exciting. Do we know each other? Don't be too shocked. We talk about nonsense all the time. Yes, ma'am.
Then the evil side is still not really pure evil because it's still with the intention to help you, right?
We're not sure until I become a Buddha. Don't be so naive. You believe anything you told. No, don't do that. I will remind you. Be careful. Don't believe anything I tell you. Okay? Especially Master YongHua, whatever he does, don't believe him. I don't. Okay? That's my experience. Okay? You try to understand what he's doing. You say, is it good or is it bad? You never get it. So that's why, for me, I classify it as pure evil. Okay? It feels so good. You know, like I ate so much for lunch today, and you guys don't realize, you know, how tough it is for us to give a lecture, especially talk about Master Six Patriarch's teachings. It's not, it's just way beyond me. And so for me, every single Saturday is so much pressure, okay? And then, so after morning, I spend time teaching Chan class and then go to lunch. And guess what? I'm presented with a mountain of food. It's all mouth-watering food. And they all come to me, would you like this, ma'am? I say, would you like that, ma'am? And one after another, like they stand in line. And they're very discreet about it. The first person comes and, Master, would you like some? I say, okay, thank you so much. And they will wait. If they line up, that would be overwhelming, right? They wait. And they say, Master, if it's good, I cooked it. It's not good, it's not me, I bought it. Okay? You see, so what are you supposed to do? You're given this big thing, and then if it's not good, I bought it. Okay? So you see, so today, unfortunately, for some reason, I ate too much. And there's a problem. I will not call it evil. There's a problem. Because you don't realize that when we lecture, and I'm teaching you people who will be lecturing in the future, when you lecture, the voice is different than normal. It has to come from your navel up. When you talk to people, hello, how are you? It doesn't matter. But when you lecture, it comes from deep inside the navel. And if your stomach is full, your navel has no air at all in there. So you sound like a girl. Hello, Master Six Patriarch. Okay? And that's why it's a real struggle. How do we get there again? Okay. Let's go to YouTube and come back to the Kai Wu thing here.
Thank you, Master. We have a question here from Yu Min Kim. I have a question from yesterday's Chan lecture. What is consistent with cause and effect? Meaning you accept any kind of cause and effect consistently? Could you please elaborate on this part? Thank you.
Good question. Consistent with cause and effect refers to what? These are such great questions. You guys, you don't let me get away with anything at all. You say, what do you mean? What do you mean? When I was learning this thing here, I had questions like that before, and I couldn't ask anyone. You ask these monks, they get upset. What are you asking? Isn't that clear to you? I said, no, it isn't. That's why I asked you. I'm American. So what's consistent with cause and effect? Anyone. Is that the comment from JMT, is it consistent with cause and effect? Oh, they cut off the internet again? Last night, whatever we were discussing, they didn't like it, so they cut off our internet access. Go ahead, JMT.
Ở câu thứ nhất trước, nghe được chưa? Cái câu hỏi, cô Xuyên hỏi là tại sao mình phải xa cái ác, xa cái thiện, là cái ác ở đâu? Thì trong kinh Đại Vi Sám đó, trang 49 đó, chúng ta có cái câu là chúng ta đồng với chư Phật mười phương trong cái thánh không đó. Thì một niệm khởi ác lên, một niệm vọng tưởng lên, mà nó chồng chất cho đến ngày hôm nay. Cho nên hôm nay con sám hối. Thì theo con nghĩ đó, cái tánh không đó, nó độc lập, không có theo ai hết. Mình bỏ cái nhân gì vô, nó ra cái nhân đó. Muốn thiện ra thiện, muốn ác ra ác. Muốn chẳng thiện chẳng ác ra chẳng thiện chẳng ác. Không khả dịch đi.
So I would like to answer the first question that Chin asked about good and evil. In Great Compassion Repentance, page 49, we have a saying that we and the Buddha have the same Buddha nature, but because of one evil thought that gives rise to ignorance, and we reincarnate until now. So therefore, within the Buddha nature, whatever you put in, whether you put in the good thought, good intention, it will come out good, or evil intention, it will come out evil, or no good or evil intention, it will come out as no good and evil, or evil.
Cái đó nó cũng giống như cái câu hỏi sau thứ hai thầy vừa hỏi đó, là cái nhân quả đó. Mình làm cái gì nó ra cái đó, không phải Phật làm. Đức Phật Thích Ca khám phá ra cái đó và chỉ cho mình biết. Mấy ông biết mà mấy ông tránh. Làm hay không tùy mấy ông. Cũng như ông Newton, ông khám phá ra cái lực rơi của quả đất. Không phải ông Newton ông làm mà tự cái nature nó như vậy. Thì cái tánh không nó cũng như vậy đó. Mình muốn bỏ gì vô tùy mình. Không phải tại Phật Thích Ca, tại cái này cái nọ. Nhưng mà vì cái lòng từ bi mấy ngày đã giúp cho mình thôi. Cho nên trở lại vấn đề mà trong cái thiện đó có cái ác thế này nọ đó. Thì con chưa có chứng cao hơn, nhưng mà con thấy á, từ xưa tới giờ các vị Phật Bồ Tát đó, luôn luôn là độ chúng sanh, giúp chúng sanh. Để cho nó được tốt hơn. Đến khi thành Phật, cũng như các vị Phật mười phương vậy. Thì Bồ Tát Quan Âm hay là tất cả Hòa Thượng Tiên Hóa giúp chúng ta cũng vậy. Giúp hoặc là thương mến hoặc rầy hay cái gì đó, nó có mục đích gì đó. Chứ chưa từng nghe trong kinh nói bất cứ ở đâu một vị Bồ Tát cầm cái thau nước sôi tạt cái lửa để chơi, hay là suối Putin bấm nút nguyên tử để chơi. Nó có cái gì đó mà mình chưa có hiểu thấu. Thành ra cái nhân cái quả là do mình làm, không phải Phật Thích Ca chế. Và trong cái ác có cái thiện thì tùy theo các nghiệp chúng sanh, cộng nghiệp biệt nghiệp mà Đức Phật độ, các vị Bồ Tát độ, hoặc là Hòa Thượng Nguyên Giá Tiên Hóa độ chúng ta. Mà chưa từng thấy ai mà chứng ngộ rồi hay là thành Bồ Tát rồi mà cầm dao mà giết chúng sanh để chơi. Xin hết.
just like the second question, consistent with the law of cause and effect. It's not that the Buddha invented the wheel. He just discovered it, and he teach us so that we can avoid evil, avoid the bad consequences. It's just like Newton's law. It is not that he invented the rule. It's just that he discovered what it is in the nature. It's not because of Shakyamuni Buddha caused it or make it that way. It's because of their great compassionate mind that they try to teach us to help us become better. So going back to why is there in the goodness there's evil. I am not there yet. I'm not certified to that state of mind. Maybe it's way beyond me. But however, since the beginningless time to here, the Buddha come to our world is to help living beings, cross over living beings, so that they one day will become a Buddha themselves. So Venerable YongHua or Guan Yin Bodhisattva, they help us because they have a purpose to help us. It's not that the Buddha and Bodhisattva purely do evil. For example, like throw a boiling water to the ants, or so that they die, or they trying to push the button to enable atomic bomb. It's not like that. So we ourselves, each of us has the common retribution and also individual retribution that the Buddha and Bodhisattva use that opportunity to teach us. But I don't think that the Buddha and Bodhisattva or Venerable YongHua just trying to kill people for fun. That's all.
You know, he's 87 years old. And people usually at this age, they're retiring and they're getting worse. He's actually getting better. He speaks Dharma better. I hope you live for a long time and continue to improve. Okay? All right. Where were we again? Are we done with all the questions and comments? So what's the outstanding issue here that people was asking? I want to address them. Consistent with cause and effect. What does it mean? Proper. It refers to your actions. It's not words. You can say, yes, I agree with you, yes, you're right, and so forth. Yeah, you're so right, I agree with you, and this is so wonderful, this is so beautiful, and so forth. It amounts to beans unless your actions are consistent with cause and effect. Here's what happened to us. We agree in principles. Because of our wisdom, we like it, okay? Because the Dharma is very appealing, okay? It's very logical, it's very wonderful, it makes us feel good listening to it. You feel good about listening to such beautiful things. However, when it comes down to doing it, there's a little voice here, okay, of this little devil on our left side of the shoulder. This side, I believe from a Catholic, this side is a good side, and this is a saint, there's an angel, there's a Satan, okay? So Satan whispers in our ears, left ears, okay? Be naughty, do naughty things, it's more fun, okay? And at that spur moment, why are you laughing, macho nacho? Sounds familiar? Maybe? At that very moment, on this side, you know, we saw it in the movies already. The angel says, don't do it, please don't do it. But Satan says it's so much more convincing. It's ha 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 ha, don't be such a chicken. Don't listen to that wimp, okay? And even though up here you agree with the principles, but when you're doing it, it's the excitement of the moment. You say, wow, let me just do it once. Who's going to know? Right? No one's looking. Who cares? What's harm? What's the harm in doing this? And that's always a struggle for us. So when we talk about proper, it has to do with, ultimately, Confucius teaches, if it's not proper, don't look. It's not proper, don't listen to it. If it's improper, don't think about it. In Buddhism, is it not proper? Don't do it. That's the bottom line for us. And that's a problem with people. They talk about it, they agree it's proper, but when it comes down to that moment there, when they're about to do it, that's when the devil gets the better of us. And that's why in Buddhism, all that matters is that you can talk, okay? But are your actions consistent with cause and effect? Because that's what's going to hurt you. You do something wrong. Okay? So that's what Buddhism proper is about. Proper is about, are your actions, ultimately, are your deeds consistent with cause and effect? Meaning that you know it full well it's an evil thing to do, okay? Are you deliberately still doing it? That's improper. Okay? Does it help? It's not theory. The scholars, people in the world, they talk nice, they talk big, especially monks. You know, they put on this air of magnanimous, being wise and gentle, so forth. Okay, but that's not what my master is about. That's not what the sixth patriarch about. I saw the sixth patriarch. He's actually scary. Shorter than Shorty, but a lot scarier. Okay. You don't mess with him. He doesn't have to say anything. But that's the kind of energy he irradiated. It's just like, you don't mess with me, okay? So it's like you have, Peter Dinklage, whatever, it's the guy in Game of Thrones, the real short guy. And look at him, you don't dare mess with me, I'll kill you. That kind of thing. And he means it. Huh, what? What? He's sitting in full lotus, he said, oh, I hate this. These people are too much. Okay. So, yes, JMT.
질문이 있는데요. 마스터께서 예전 법문에서 악한 사람이 사찰에서 필요하다. 왜냐하면 마스터의 제자들을 훈련시키기 위해서 악한 사람이 필요하다고 말씀하신 적이 있으셨어요. 한번 끊을게요, 스님.
Master, in the previous lecture, you said in the temple we need evil people because we need them to train our disciple.
질문은 그러면 깨달은 사람이 악한
Wait. Did I say that? It doesn't sound right. We don't have evil people here.
여기 악한 사람이 없는데.
마스터 제가
must be
악한
Ray.
사람입니다.
That's the evil back there. Usually it's the most quiet ones are evil.
조용한 사람이 보통 악한 사람이죠.
질문은 좀 전에 법문에서 깨달은 분의 악한 면이 어떻게 중생을 돕는데 소용이 되는지 그것을 질문 드립니다.
So I want to ask you the evil side of enlightened people. How can they help the living beings?
You allow them to
게
ask
중생을
question, they ask anything. This is terrible. At first, when when I first started, I said one hard question per day. Now for Jumi, it's one hard question per year. The husband laughs. That's my wife, he says. Yeah, so how does evil help good people?
어떻게 악한 사람이 선한 사람을 돕냐고요?
질문이
Must be cold in Korea. Look at them. They all Can't hear you.
오늘의 저의 질문은 들리세요?
Don't help her.
깨달으신 분의 악한 면이 어떻게 중생들을 돕는데 사용되는지 그것이 오늘의 제 질문입니다.
How can enlightened people help living beings with their evil side?
중생을 돕는다는 마음이 있잖아요. 그런데 악한 면은 도대체 말을 제압하는 건지 어떻게 악이 사용되는지 그게 제 궁금한 것입니다.
How can they use the evil to suppress the demon?
Okay, I have an idea. If you indulge me, okay. Go to GMT and ask her husband to answer her. Give him the microphone. Go ahead. You see how much he's suffering?
얼마나 괴로워하는지 보세요.
잘 모르겠습니다. 네, 1년에 한 번씩만 질문을 하도록 얘기를 해보겠습니다. 일단 제가 생각할 때는 깨달으신 분이라면 일단 사람을 위하는 마음이 있을 것 같고, 그런데 그 중생이 좋은 방법으로 해서 제도가 되지 않을 때 깨달으신 분이 좋은 마음으로 그 사람의 입장에서는 악이라고 생각할 수 있을 만큼의 방법을 써서라도 깨달으시려고 하실 것 같습니다.
See, his words are so measured. You notice that? It's so measured. Everything he says is just so, very measured. Go ahead, translation, please.
So enlightened people, they care for living beings. So they want to save the living beings in a good way. But if they cannot cross over living beings in a good way, they trying to use the expedient. So it seems to be evil to the person, but they are trying to save the person even with this expedient.
Very good. Do you Koreans know about Mae West? It's just a cultural thing. I'm just checking. Hey, Koreans, K people, do you know about Mae West? Anyone knows about Mae West? The Vietnamese don't know clearly. Mae West? Look it up. M-A-E West. You guys really lack culture.
Yeah.
I'm just like talking to peasants.
We're talking to
You bet. Mae West. She's very
Master.
famous. Her time is like her movies are only in black and white. It's how long ago. That's why I don't blame you, young people who are knowing about Mae West.
Yeah.
Okay? That's Mae West. And see, look at her. She's known as a temptress. Temptress. She drives men crazy.
Yeah.
What do you mean? You don't even know about such characters?
Yeah. Oh, I know Mae West, Master.
Look at her. Okay? It's like, You do look like Mae West. Hey, silver hair. Okay? And I'm quoting her. She says, when I'm good, I'm not bad. But when I'm bad, I'm much better. You don't find it funny? Oh, God. It's called generation gap. Hey, full lotus boy, full lotus. So let me give you another example because you don't seem to connect with Mae West. In my generation, I love Mae West. She's used to be my idol. That's before the Playboy bunnies and so forth. I'm dating myself, am I not? If you ever met a demon? Never met a demon before? Seriously? Never seen a demon before? Assuming, I'm asking you for you to think about it, imagine it. Suppose you meet with the demon king. You know, it's like the master of evil, the mistress of evil. Do you think that the demon king would be impressed if you're a good person? I'm asking you. Just imagine, use your imagination. Demon king, the most evil being in the world. And you meet with him and you say, oh, have some food to eat. Oh, eat this. I love you. I adore you. Such a beautiful, beautiful thing. You know. You think he'll be impressed? Louder. No! What would impress the demon king? Use your imagination, I'm asking you. What do you think would impress him? Yes, 7, quickly. See, never met a demon king before.
Like level of wisdom and samadhi, if you are
Level
superior.
wisdom samadhi. 4.
Be more evil.
He's only impressed by evil. He's not going to be impressed by goodness. You've got to be more evil than he is. Then he said, oh my God, you are so bad. Bad. Got it? So, after you become enlightened, just between us, okay? Don't tell people. After you become enlightened, you find out that inside of you, like in case of Master Shenhua, there's a very evil side that I didn't know exists before. You didn't realize that it has always been there with you. Whatever the naughty thing you guys have been doing right now is nothing. Until you become enlightened, that's when you say, wow, I can be so evil. Now you have a whole palette. black, white, yellow, pink, and you use the whole palette to paint. You don't restrict yourself to only the warm colors and stay away from the cold colors and the ickier colors. You use the whole thing. That's what a masterpiece is about. Huh? Whatever the circumstances call for, you use whatever is at your disposal. And imagine if you deal with a demon king, you're not gonna be, he's gonna be impressed by your goodness. He's only impressed, the one thing he likes is being evil. Make sense? I know you're not a demon king. Praise the Lord, okay? But when you meet one, you remember this. When you meet a demon king, say, I'm gonna be more evil than you. If I want to help you, I've got even more evil than you. Then that way you impress. You say, how do you become so bad? I say, try enlightenment, man. Yeah, cool. It's not for nice people, Catholics, by the way. Okay? That's why I saw how Master Hsuan was so nice to his disciples. And then I saw how he's so evil towards me. I said, wow, I like this. He's so evil. And I thought I was evil until I saw how he treated me. I said, wow, this is new standards for evil. Not impressed. 4.
Thank you, Master. I want to ask you, so did you get impressed by Master YongHua? Because you said that he's evil.
He's the most evil person I've ever met.
So you
What is evil?
No. My
what is
question,
evil? Let me define you for you.
What's the evil?
No one could have ever made me suffer that much. And I will never forgive him.
But you impressed by that?
No one could make me suffer as much. Not my
Okay.
mother. My mother is number one woman in my life. Okay? And she never could make me suffer as much as this short monk. It's scary. But, what do you mean but? Yes, too.
What is the reason behind your suffering?
Because I'm evil.
So is he trying to teach you a lesson by being evil to you?
No, he needs the drill. He's kind of tiring to be nice to, these other people. And say, wow. Yeah.
7. Were you a demon? That's why his evil was like impressed you so much and he treat you like that?
I hope that more bad things will happen to you. You don't ask questions like that to a monk.
How should I ask that question?
You don't ask questions, such questions. Can you imagine these Chinese, they learn so much Chinese Buddhism and they don't understand evil at all? You see, you're so naive. You only learn the nice things, like Hinayana, Mahayana. Yes, 4.
I want to thank you, number 7. That was my question. But I want to be polite, so I ask you, did you get impressed by that? And she asked the question directly.
Let me go to this thing here. Now I will help explain, but let me get to Wei Mountain first. I tell you something fascinating. Yes, Wei Mountain.
Thank you, Master. I have a couple of quotes from Mae West, who I do remember.
Yeah.
She said, "I used to be Snow White, but I drifted." And
Beautiful.
and then here's one. "When choosing between two evils, I always like to try the one I've never tried before."
It's so lovely.
Yeah, she's really bad. She's a bad girl.
It sends shivers down my spine when I heard it. Ooh. Thank you. Oh, you guys are so bad. Okay, so Kai Wu. Kai Wu is a beautiful, beautiful Buddhist concept. Okay, Wu. Wu here is enlightenment. Yeah, enlightenment. Enlightenment here means that you are no longer confused. The difference between you before enlightenment and after enlightenment is that after you're enlightened, you are no longer confused. What does it really mean? Do not buy into what the Vietnamese have been telling you, the Chinese monks have been telling you. Okay? It's all not the way it is. Enlightenment here refers to the fact that you are no longer confused, meaning that when your life depends on it, you choose light. But when your life doesn't depend on it, you say, it doesn't matter. You can do stupid things. You're not impressed. Okay, go back to your teachings. I don't care. Okay? So, you are no longer confused. That's the definition of enlightenment. Okay? Number 2, very important for all of you there. Pay attention to point number 2 about enlightenment. That the Chinese don't explain to you, and the Vietnamese, and the Thai, and so forth. The point number 2 is that Wu here refers to the fact that you are able to understand. It's not just not confused, but you also are able to understand. Meaning that you can be taught. Okay? Just because you enlightened doesn't mean that you understand everything. But after you become enlightened, you be taught things that could not be taught to you before you became enlightened. So there's a concept of improvement still after you become enlightened. It's that beautiful. Okay? It's not static. Enlightenment increases. Not like the way you think, you believe. Things to you like love is forever. No, love either dies or increases. It never is the same. Agree, disagree? How? Oh, never mind. Got that? And that's the nature of life. And it's inherent in the nature of enlightenment. Okay? Because after you become enlightened, it actually increases. Because you're able to understand more and more and more. You become better. Okay? That's why I go back to the word Kai. Kai here, this is why the Chinese language is so superior to the Western language, Latin-based language. Chinese language is so profound. Okay? Kai here has multiple meanings. Okay? Kai here, one one aspect of one meaning of Kai is that it's like the flower opening. This one is at its best. The rose, when it opens, it is irresistible. It's like when a man smiles at you, he's irresistible, isn't he? Never mind. You are the most boring women in the world. Okay? So the Kai here has a notion of beauty. If you Kai enlightenment, your mind becomes more beautiful and increasingly more beautiful and more beautiful and more beautiful. Yes?
When you compare Kai with a blossoming rose, but eventually the rose ripe, right?
Yeah. They die, yeah.
Yes, but when we enlight and we become more beautiful and beautiful and beautiful,
Yeah.
is there a stopping point to that? Or it can be infinity?
I never faced with that, so I don't know. Why do you ask questions like that? It's the first time. I mean, can you give me a break? What is it with you? It's so much pressure lecturing to you. I mean, can I get back to you next year? So, is there a limitation? No, ma'am. Once you become enlightened, your beauty increases. Why? Have you ever sat next to people that you don't feel good about this person? You actually are repulsed by this person? Anyone? It's no word. You don't need to say anything. They smile at you. They say, oh, he's this. Yeah. Would you like this? Would you like that? They're so polite to you. They're so caring to you. But inside, something is off. Like when you sit next to Jung smiles at you and says, you are so phony. Jung is, by the way, everyone is that guy right there. Okay? So you see, why is that? Because outside, it's like a rose, a flower. But inside the heart is scheming. Yeah? And you're not comfortable. No exterior things. You can put on makeup, you paint it on and put on a mask, whatever. It's that impression doesn't last. Whereas underneath your heart, what's in your heart, that's what we connect with. This is temporary. It doesn't last, ma'am. But this lasts. Remember? When you ask old people, what do you remember about your dad, about your mom? Would they say, he's so handsome, she's so pretty? No. She's so kind to me. She took care of me. She loved me. Heart language is not the eyes at all. And this is what people fail to remember. We get distracted by the exteriors. But we don't realize deep in our heart, that's what creates lasting impressions. So the Wu here, because Wu here, the flower comparison is meant to tell you that your mind becomes more adorable, more attractive, more fascinating, more beautiful. That's what I saw in Master YongHua. It's so evil, But then I saw how he treated his disciple. I said, oh, they deserve it. I don't. Okay? So this is, I want you to know that this is, again, today's theme is that I want you to understand that what we're about is ultimately, I want you to experience this thing called Wu, where it is so wonderful. If you're looking for beauty, if you're looking for good feelings inside of you, okay? This is Wu thing here is incomparable. It gets better and better and better, promise. Okay? Now, I have 12 more minutes. It may not be enough time. But the Chinese has a secret. What is Wu here? Yes, Chinese person.
I just noticed the character has two parts. One is...
I thought of it at lunch too while I'm stuffing my face. I said, woo, oh yeah, woo, 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 woo. Yeah, go ahead.
So the left side is the heart,
Yeah.
Xin. The right side is me.
Me. Me, xin me.
Me. So my mind, it's about your own mind.
The Wu is in your mind, not outside. And that's why the Chinese have this heritage that I'm so envious that when they wrote the word Wu, I mean the old Chinese, you new Chinese, young Chinese, how is the simplified character of Wu? It's not like this anymore, is it? It's still like this? You two Chinese, it's not fair. Okay? In their language, their ancestors taught them already about enlightenment. It says in the Chinese culture, the best of you, the best of the Chinese culture is in your heart. Not in the renminbi. It's not in the plastic toys over there. Okay? It's not in the BYDs. I buy BYD anytime over Teslas. Just kidding, by the way. Just kidding. Okay? Because your treasure, okay? Wu is me. The enlightenment here is in my heart. So that's why when we explain sutras to you, we explain things to you, it's a lot of things, especially in the Avatamsaka Sutra. Ultimately, all these big shots in chapter 1 got there because they discovered the treasure in their heart through their actions. It's not outside. The enlightenment is in all of you, in your heart, right there, right side. No, Master O Abbot is on his right side. For you, it's left side. It is incredibly insightful, the Chinese language, because right here, culturally, okay, they're taught that the treasure, okay, is inside of them. But guess what they're doing nowadays? You going chasing after the dollars and after exports. It's sad. Okay? Oh. Okay. And so, GMT question.
성과학이 다 있으셨고 또 당연히 깨달으신 분이니까 악을 선택했을 때 그 누구보다도 더 악할 수 있다 생각하거든요.
됐요?
일단 한 분 끊을게요.
So there is evil and then good. So if enlightened people choose the evil, they become more evil than other people.
네, 질문이 역전환경은 아닌데 마스터께서 2016년도에 반야심경 강설하신 데서 선화상인께서는 생각 없이 좋아하고 싫어했다라고 말씀하셨는데 제가 생각할 때는 어떤 생각이 있고 그 이후에 그 일으킨 생각 때문에 따라오는 감정이 있는 건데 어떻게 생각 없이 좋아하고 싫을 수 있는지 그게 어떤 건지 좀 질문 드리고 싶었습니다.
So in the lecture of Heart Sutra, you said Master Shena in his mind he has no thought, but there is a like and dislike. So I want to know how usually when you have a thought, then we have a feeling, but how can we have the feeling of like and dislike without thought?
I refuse to answer that. On the grounds that will make me look stupid. You're so non-American. It's so boring. In America, we call it taking the fifth. Meaning we can't answer it. I could try to answer you, okay? But it's not going to help you becoming enlightened. So that's why sometimes I don't answer you because it's not going to help you. It's considered, if I go too deeply into this, it becomes gossip. Okay, so my answer is don't go there. What's Korean for don't go there? I need to learn this expression. Hey, shorty, don't go there.
그쪽으로 가지 마세요.
그쪽으로 가지 마세요. Okay, so the Kai here also is opening your enlightenment, meaning that that you open your enlightenment. Okay, and the one thing here that I want to tell you that I alluded to earlier, Kai is Kai Dao, meaning that you have to guide people to enlightenment. This is a job of a good no advisor. Okay, and that's what in the Chinese tradition, Chan tradition, this is why I really admire the sixth patriarch. He excels at Kai Dao, to guide you towards enlightenment, to discover your enlightened nature in you. Okay, and so this is the tradition. The tradition of Chinese Chan that I learned from is that they take responsibility for the good things to happen in your lives. It's a commitment. It's not just like as a casual thing at all. So I saw that in the sixth patriarch, and I saw that that's what made me enamored with the sixth patriarch, because I saw it so clearly in him that I didn't see it in Master Hsuan. Master Hsuan got distracted by Dharma propagation, where he says, I need to teach you these sutras, these principles, and set up all this infrastructure. But it's what's lacking is the concerted effort to build the core infrastructure. To me, is you, it's manpower. It's never temples. It's never money. It's never reputation. It's about you. If you kai wu, it will help you become enlightened. Okay? Then you are Mahayana. Mahayana, Buddhism, goodness is in your heart. It's not in the books, not in temples, not in words. It's in your heart. And therefore, I want you to know, especially you, Sunims there in Korea, many more of you are coming, and still not too many are leaving. Really? So you have to understand, this is together we are going towards is this thing called enlightenment, because that's our lifelong goal. You become enlightened, and that's when it becomes wonderful, and it gets more and more wonderful. And if those of you who cannot make it this lifetime, okay, we will help you go to the Pure Land so that you make it next lifetime. Okay? That's what we are about. Yes.
Master, I think you're very right about that. Our whole education has always been about being good, and like I personally feel very naive about the evil side. Is it helpful for us to learn about demon and devil at this point? Would that help our enlightenment, or this is completely we should set aside for now?
You don't have to worry about evil yet. They come at you in this path here. They will come and stop you. Last night, they stopped a lot of people outside the Go Forest from hearing the Dharma. That's what they do. So you don't have to worry about it. They're watching us 24 hours a day, 24/7. And so the more you improve, the more of them will come. Ha ha ha. Isn't that nice?
Do we need to learn about them, or we just deal with them as they come?
Yeah, all we have to do is bring it on. We ain't afraid. Okay? There's one thing that you should know, all of you should know, that once you reach enlightenment, okay, there's no way the demon can hurt you anymore. They can only confuse you, distract you, but they can no longer hurt you. Before that, they can hurt you. That's why the demons are terrified, and they do anything to make sure that you don't become enlightened. Before you become enlightened, you are helpless against them. That includes, by the way, all the Hinayana people, the helpless. All the fourth-stage arhats, Pratyeka Buddhas, they're helpless against the demons. They're too powerful, too evil for them. And that's why, you see, in order to combat evil, you have to be more evil to beat them. You have to recognize what they're doing so fast that they can't do it to you. Seven.
Are evils enlightened? How can they be so powerful?
I have no idea. You give them one, what about this? And you explain, what about that? And you explain, hey, how about this one? Are they enlightened? I hope not. No, they're not. Oh, yeah, I see. Who was that? No, you see? Because once they become enlightened, we can no longer hurt them. Bottom line is that the evil only back down because they're afraid to be hurt by us. And to prove the point, we'll hurt them. Pain scares them. Not words, not goodness. You misbehave, I cut your arm off. That they understand. We will then explain to you, you should be good because you become a Buddha, you be happy. Say, I'm not afraid of Buddha. I tried to kill Buddha already. You know Buddha, are you? I'm supposed to be impressed by you? You're not impressed by me, but I can cut your arm off. That would scare you. Okay? It's the law of the jungle. You can talk all you want. Ultimately, they come and terrify you. What can I do? Who's going to defend you? Who's going to protect you? I'm good, you're good, right? But they come and overwhelm you. What are you going to do? Pray? Ask forgiveness? You have to beat them. That's why I love the sixth patriarch. He's brutal. He beats you and he likes it. He says, hey! Master Xuanhua is like a cat. Meow, meow. Sixth patriarch said, I'll kill you. There's no doubt about it. I can kill you. Okay? It's a world of enlightenment for you. Isn't that cool? Yeah? Yeah. Thank you, everyone. Rebirth transference.